When I think about all the artwork, statues, stuff, there's some unique ones. Even out here in the uh, out in front of the library in Gottingen. Hey, what's that statue doing up there? It's really neat. Uh, you know, a whole whack of stuff stands out. The trust, childhood, hope, respect. What else? Hey, the women's group, Carnation, cool. Oh, way up there, pride. Say it loud. But even further, I love this statue. That shadowy figure at the top, lots of bright light behind it. This person struggling to make it where they want to go. Upward. As I come around, you'll see it better. Hey, speaking of going where you want to go, I've had that. Helping others to take steps starts with a helping hand. I'm going to repeat that because I kind of slurred it. Helping others to take steps starts with a helping hand. Now, look at this. And I look at this, I've often looked at the, sorry, loud cars around here in the back. I always looked at the figure right here, focused on that, the person struggling to get up. Sorry about my finger blurring it. I never focused hard enough on, where are we? Right there, that character. What artistry. Now what does that mean? This statue actually is a form of a person. We don't see what's behind that person. Think about that. What's behind a person wanting to put out their hand, reach down, and help others? There is a story. To the person that's looking up, it may be a memory of somebody that reached down to them in their time of need. Or maybe they're trying to display here in this artwork that you only see the surface of a person. You don't see what's beneath, what's behind them. Certainly for me, oh, wait a minute, where's me? Hey. Hi, this is me. Certainly there's a lot behind me. When I look at that statue now, a lot of people see this. Out last night, I was out last night to 3, 4 in the morning, and here I had got up at 10, got myself ready, and I was out the door around noon. I'm out putting posters and flyers up on posts along here, getting ready for my Brigadoon run. But people really last night only seen the surface, what's here. They don't know what's inside, what's behind. Often I'll stop and ask questions of what's behind me, what's inside me, and I'll talk about it. And certainly last night I even remembered a fella by the name of JoJo Jackson. Just watching him. On the surface, I would come in and hey, this is something I've also done. I've exposed the scar on my leg today. But I was in a YMCA, 18 years old, something like maybe even younger, 17, 18, really trying to work that leg back, work it as strong as I could, not favoring it. I'd go in, there was a fellow there. I would work out for an hour and a half, 2 hours, working up even longer, like I was still there working out. He wouldn't stop exercising. I finally said, "Who is this guy?" "Oh, that's JoJo Jackson." "Oh, okay. Who is he? What's up?" I watch him working out, and he just goes. And he looks really fit. "Oh yeah." Well, I'm like, "How old is he?" 40 years old. I'm like, 40? Whoa. To a teenager, that's you just can't believe it. Like, wow, how's he outdoing me? And he was. I said, I gotta know. Well, what's he do? Like, why is he here? Well, he's a boxing coach here. A boxing coach. Now, I don't like hitting people. I don't like that. But you know, here I am trying to recover from my injury. I'm like, I want him to train me. I don't care if I'll take the hits. I'll absolutely take the hits, right? So I did. Oh, and I approached JoJo, you know, and said, you know, I'd like to learn some boxing from you. I'd like you to train me. And so he did show me the moves and stuff. But you know, I always remembered that, you know, way up to when I was doing a talk at I had one of those JoJo moments myself as an adult. I trained for a talk at the Terry Fox Junior High in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Terry Fox, yeah, I'm going to do a talk at that school. Okay, on behalf of Rick Hansen, their school program. So here I am, two of my big heroes, you know, Terry Fox, Rick Hansen. Oh, and I worked it, you know, and I was so nervous I didn't know what it would, like, if I just choked. But after about 2 sentences, I heard the applause. I'm like, Trevor, you got this. And for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours straight, I just talked and talked and talked. But towards the end, I had to end it because it just seemed like they lost interest. You know, every 2 sentences they were applauding, and all of a sudden they just lost interest, and I see them talking amongst themselves. Now right after that, a couple of kids, all probably 15, 16, come out, and they say, hey, yeah, I loved your talk. We just want to ask you a question. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. And I hope you're not going to be offended by this question. I'm like, well, no, I hope not. They go, are you really 46? And I'm like, yeah. Well, I don't know if you noticed, but you know, when you said that, people started talking amongst themselves, and so that's what sent them silent. But out of all that practicing, out of all of me going over and over and over my PowerPoint presentation, after all of that, all it took was for me to walk in there healthy, youthful, and talk about what I've achieved. Just like JoJo Jackson when I was a kid, you know, seeing him and him talking to me. And, you know, it holds, it really holds. And that's why I do want to do this run next week down to Brigadoon Village. I really do want to do it because I do have a saying. And as I just talked about, if you reach, let's do this way. Up we go. If you reach a child, even an adult, that can remember, if you reach a child that can remember, you'll have an adult that won't forget. So I'll leave it at that. Cheers, and sorry for the little bit of a lecture here. But hope, respect, folks.